Have you ever struggled with saying no? Are you the kind of person who is frequently called on to do things that they need volunteers for? Are you busy and then you end up being busier by always saying yes to the things that are coming up? Do you find yourself tired at the end of the day or having little or no time for your family, your spouse? What about Jesus? Where does he fit in the mix? Well, one of the things I want to talk to you about today is just putting boundaries around other people's expectations of you. We need to consider and think about why we feel the need to say yes to so many things. Is it a teaching that you learned in the church that this is what we do with the servant heart? The expectation is that when there's a need, you fill it, that you do something, that you're the one that meets the need. But what if you just can't do it, or it's just slicing things off of other things or other people and other relationships that should be a priority? Ask yourself some questions. Is it a false teaching, or is it that kind of teaching? And what do you do with it if it is? Can you look at it and go, well, that's not really healthy for my family, and it's not healthy for my relationship with Jesus? And then how do you put up your boundary? Well, let's take a look at it and go another way. Were you as a child made to feel guilty if you didn't do the things that were asked of you? Was your voice heard? No, I can't do that because I have a massive test to study for tomorrow. No, I can't do that because I have hurt my hand. Was your voice heard? Did you grow up in a home where one person had all the say and you did what you were told, or the consequences were high? Was that the home you grew up in? Because you're not going to be the person with the voice. This I know. Did you feel like the only time you were ever appreciated or ever valued was when you were doing things for other people? Did you feel like that's when you had your most worth, is when you were applauded for having done something for someone else? Take a look at all of those things, and if any of those things ring true for you, then my first suggestion is that you begin the process of forgiveness, that you stop and you begin to forgive the people, your parents, your siblings, older siblings who may have put this expectation on you. Forgive them deeply from your heart. And as you do that, begin to accept the fact that you have a right to make choices for what happens in your family, that you have the right to decide how much time each person gets. And then where do you want your relationship with the Lord to be? If you want your relationship with the Lord to grow, you need to carve out time for that to happen. So I encourage you to be able to do that. So yes, sometimes the reason that we have struggles with boundaries, the reasons why we're a yes person comes down to forgiveness. But we need to say, well, then, if that's the case, I probably need a little bit of healing in my heart. So take it to the Lord and ask Him to begin to break down those things that keep you in that yes mode, so that you can begin to say, I'm sorry, I can't right now. I'm taking a time with Jesus, or I'm taking a vacation with my family, or I just want to spend the weekend with them. Thank you, though, for asking. Maybe you could consider asking Susie Q over there. Thank you for listening.